what we're going to do is going to tie one jig. Now, this jig is called a Grenada Gold, basically because it's one of the best jigs used on Grenada Lake, Mississippi. Grenada Lake, Mississippi will produce 4-pound crappie, and it was so this year. Now, I'm going to take this one out, and we're going to start with just the basic jig. Put it in. I don't like the thing sticking out because they draw blood. Now, what we're going to do is go around and start bringing the thread to the back of the hook. Now, we come all the way back into the center and I tie this down. Now remember, there are things called the right way and the wrong way, and there's 10,000 ways in between it. So what you see me do is strictly what I'm trying to do is show you how I do it, not what's right and what's wrong. It's your artistic talents that make it even better. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to put in our flash. I prefer the flash to go in first. I like it to be on the inside, not the outside. I put this on the far side, and I tie that down, cut it off. I turn the flash over. What you do is you use the flash and the curve that it's been made with as it's coming out of the cutters, and you make that useful to you. If you can notice, this goes this way and this way. You have the curve working for you. All right, now that that is on, I do a half hitch and secure that down. 2 fingers over, up, 1, 2, 3, open it up, put your finger right there and pull it down. That secures it and keeps it from coming loose. The last thing you want to do is have your jig come loose by some fish, hopefully a big crappie, and they come off and they short strike it and take all the tail off. All right, now this is hen hackle, which is what I prefer to use. Hen hackle is just that, it comes off the neck of the chicken. Now, I have a curved desk down here which comes with my body. It's called a leg, and I match up the tips of the quill on both of these. Then I take the other 2 and I match those up. However, I want these turning this way and these turning down. Then I match all 4 together and I have a split tail right there. Now, what I do from there is I take it and I'll skin it back a little bit, and I got all of these quills right there together. Now, if you'll notice, still has a split tail. I hold my flash together, I put that right inside, and my quill tips don't go beyond the end of the hook. Then I'll tie a few wraps down, bring my quill to the top, tie that up in the front, then I pinch it off and tie several rounds. Okay? Secure my quill again, bring this quill back down, and I tie the quill down. Now the reason for doing this is because I'm going to be using tinsel flash instead of regular chenille. Regular chenille is much thicker, and you don't need the body to be doubled up, but I double the body due to the fact that the chenille is called tinsel chenille, and it's real, real thin. Now, once you've gotten that, you want to keep control of your bobbin holder, and I usually work it within 1 inch of the hook. Take your chenille, lay it down, tie the tail in, and I come all the way back up front, once again, half hitch, because I moved my thread. Hang it off the cradle. This gets it out of your way. All right, now this is a rotating vise. This is a peak, P-E-A-K vise, and I prefer to use it because I've used it for 23 years, and it's a good, solid, dependable vise. Now, I'm going to be rotating this like so and coming forward at the same time. Now, if you'll notice, I like this to be even. I don't want it to come up making a carrot head to it. I prefer it to be nice and even. Put my cradle out of the way, gain control of the bobbin one more time. Now when I go over this, I hit the head so I can keep it as close to it as possible. Pull my tinsel chenille forward, and I go around it 3 times and come one more round. Now, this is just for me. If you'll notice, the tinsel is way up here. Here it's not. So what I do is I make one more wrap, then I tie it down a couple of times, and I'm ready to cut it off. Right there. I lift up on it and then cut. That allows it to snap down out of the way. All right, now in order to finish it off, this is called a whip finisher. Hook it, loop it, come up, and I just go over it several times. Come up, bring it back, do it one more time, bring it back, then I cut the thread off. Now, I choose not to use glue. Different strokes, different folks. It's just I don't use glue. The jig is tied, it's secured, it's ready to go. And that is a Grenada Gold. It's a mainstay in a lot of lakes. Your chartreuse is going to show up until you're about 13 to 15 feet deep. Then the hue or the colors from the light start diminishing greatly. But this is a great clear water jig. Lake of the Pines, Merval, Caddo and Cross are dark water. I use a darker jig on those areas. This is an 1/8 ounce jig, and it works quite well. You can sling it out and let it come right on back under the water to the crappie, especially if you're using your electronics.